and welcome to PlebPla, wherein we consolidate our reviews to save you time, as well as myself. Here today we have a series of SD Gundam Sangoku Soketsuden kits. These are my 3 shoe units, and probably the only 3 that I'm ever going to own unless I can find a crossbone in the wild. I know that's one of those that are out there. So, on the screen we have Guan Yu New Gundam, or Yun Chang, depending on your theology, your religious belief. Ma Chao Barbatos. And the one that I always get mixed up with other characters from other units, or other factions, Zhao Yun 00 and the Bailong Ku motorcycle. We also have in here one generic Trinity bike, which we will cover very shortly. We also have a nice assortment of manuals, and just for comparison's sake, every manual more or less follows the same concept. It has the same picture of the body in the center. The top row is head assembly, and then on each side you have the arms and shoulders. One side will have the waist, your right leg, your left leg, the other arm, as well as the torso. Then on your last page here, you'll get into weapon assembly and where to plug things in. Some other optional features, such as the combination of weapons that also come with Zhang Fei and Liu Bei. On the color side, you have, of course, your front, your information about each character, along with their weapon names. Perhaps it'll focus, there it goes. The names of the weapons, perhaps even a name of a technique, like so. And on Guan Yu's page, we have the general story abbreviation. Also comes in English and Japanese. As I always promote, you can go and check those out on Hobby Search that always have scans of the manuals. For the sake of completion, we will also display Ma Chao, which is the same. We have the head and chest sculpt, arms, the waist is on the other side, the 2 legs, the runners and warnings. Over here we have a few more instructions for the shoulder pieces, as they're a little more complicated. The weapon, the big mace smashy thing, assembly, and Oh, that's not something I realized. Over here we have a combination of weapons between Zhao Yun's spears and Ma Chao's mace. On the back side we have, of course, the front of the manual, information about the wind memory, which some characters come with, some don't. It enables techniques, more or less. Weapons and features, and how to attach his armament to the bike. We have a brief comic here, and of course the actual instruction assembly for the bike, which we will cover in just a moment. Pull this aside, put it away. Boop. And lastly, we'll go over probably the larger of the models. As is tradition, we have body, the head, torso, left arm, waist, left leg, right arm. Over here we'll have these shoulder pieces, our G and drives, weapons, how you can either hold them one side or store them, the wind memory here, and then the beginning of the building of the bike, his personal Bailong Ku, which I will show you shortly. The bike construction is no different than the Trinity bike seen forward. And then the mounting process. We also have a small comic here, which, if you've watched the series online, freaking Zhao Yun gets shafted, and he is not that unimportant. They just wrote him off in the story. It's like, Bye, you're not part of the plot, go away. And of course we have here the dolled-up model, information about both memories and the weapons, and the bike, and the front of our menu. The bike assembly is also a three-piece affair, which the assembly is absolutely no different than the one that we get for the Bailong Ku, with the exception of a front piece that goes right here in the center. Everything's the same. And then we have generic assembly using the Lube as an example. You take off the back skirt, any sort of backpack. This is Sujian. You will take any memories, plug that into the bike, attach the lever here, a back brace into the back, and then plug in, sit down, mount them. Take the back skirt, put that on the back of the bike. In some cases, you'll reattach the backpack onto the back. It has a action base stand. And here's explicitly Guan Yu's assembly, because it tells you to put his shoulders on specific sides of the bike. And of course, you know, many places where you can put several weapons should you choose. You know, for storage and carrying. And of course, here we have up front. We will get to that in a minute because I no longer have the sticker sheet for this thing. So here we have our generic Trinity bike. Comes in all black. Please focus. Thank you. Comes in all black. It comes with a selection of stickers. You can either have these same stickers all in green, red, or blue. You get some on the side, you get these up front. Nothing around back. Neither wheel turns. Like, this is even like fixed in. Now there is a bit of an extension here for maybe a larger kit. I would think Zhou or maybe what's his name? Lubu might need a little extra room, so this extends out, or it helps you get it in and you can smush it back. Here you have the back attachment. This plugs into each backpack. It's all universal setup, and it adjusts, it moves around. That way you can get it just right in there. You keep focusing on the wrong part, Cameron, stop it. Then right here you have a little butt plug, different than the action base attachment. Also comes with 3 other small pieces. These black bits right here are, at least in my case, specifically for attaching the shoulder pieces of Guan Yu. And then this is for attaching your back skirt to the back of the bike. We will come back to that momentarily. For we need to discuss the universal articulation. Most of these boys have the exact same range of motion, barring a little bit of limitation based upon their various pointy bits. We have Guan Yu's spear here, one solid green piece. Not quite my favorite Lego green. The head, because he has a beard here. You are really focused on everything in the background and not what's in front of you. Let's solve that. How about it? Let's solve that problem. Focus here. So the head, due to both shoulders and beard, has very limited motion. He does get a lot of head rock back and forth. The shoulder pieces are on ball joints, and they will rotate completely. But we're going to get that out of the way. For the arm, in his case, that gets full rotation. You also have rotation here at the bicep, and a regular ball and socket fist, which is over on the inside. Guan Yu is asymmetrical. He does have a black piece on one side and nothing on that side. I think that is a little bit of carryover from being New Gundam, as you can see with the weird triangle shaped thing that's also on the new. with the best of our abilities, gets under the way at the waist. Guan Yu has permission to go full exorcist. These side skirts here are plugged into regular ball joints, which everyone has the same side skirts. And those skirts are actually plugged, I'll pull this apart, into the leg itself. So the skirt has a little bit of ball shape. We need to get the torso back on there. There is a bit of, well, I guess I need to take it apart. You do get a little bit of ab crunch in there, or I guess back bend. I don't know which one you want to call that. And that's the back skirt. That's fine. The front skirt is a solid piece that's also on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of movement, so you can get the leg kind of forward. And of course there is a bend in the knee. And ball joint feet, unrestricted. Considering this is an SD with a lot of flashy pointy bits, we're going to give Guan Yu approval. Good articulation, good detail, good posing. This is all one, oops, ha. So I was saying, this sticker, this is all one sticker here on the shoulder. There's, you know, a couple here in the eyes. And of course your back camera here. Front camera, off screen, up here, as is tradition. And then this piece in here at the crotch is also one sticker. Very few stickers going on here. This is all clear parts with the gold squish on. Very, very unique thing to do. Now as I pick up the back skirt, one solid, this is that slightly gold injected, why are you not focusing? You know, plastic, you know, undergated meating. It doesn't have a lot of swirling going on, but it's not too shiny. Over here, as is instructed, you'll take your black piece, plug that into the back, and that will stick right on back there. Even if you don't like how it sticks up, that's how it goes. These shoulder pieces will come off. And that's where these come into play. Wait, hold on. That back skirt, that's not where it goes. Is it? No, that back skirt doesn't go there. Where does it go for you? Investigate. Okay, well, one step at a time. This will definitely go like so. That plugs into back there. I'm an idiot. This other piece right here will plug up front, right over the bike. And I think what I had going on was perhaps the back skirt sitting on here, because then you will plug each and every guy into the back, and then to the best of your ability, try to get him, see this back gray piece, that will go ideally with feet out of the way. Feet are in the way. Something is doing a block. What's blocking? The head you mounted for months. Alright, well there it goes. More or less like that. Sometimes, depending on, you know, your luck, you'll either get the peg at the bike to attach, or you'll get the backpack part to attach, and both won't quite play along. Up front, you can, it suggests that you stick your spear back here. I don't like that. I like it a bit more right here, so it's kind of a charging motion. And there's our boy. Now, on its own, the bike doesn't like to... The bike will stand on its own, but it kind of leans when it's got some weight on it. So, my advice is to tip one of your feet down. You know, whichever you want, however much a lean you want him to have. And go like so. Now, this is a sloppy assembly job because we're also going to use this bike once again in just a moment. So let's get Guan re-equipped all of his accoutrements. We are here now with Barbatos Chao. We're gonna unequip his big sphere here. This is 3 pieces. You have 1 core piece here and then 2 sandwiches. Or perhaps it's only 2 pieces and 1. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. The same with the leg problem, or these, not a problem, but the same with the legs. We're going to start from the bottom. You have your feet on ball joints. The feet are clear parts, and there's 1 red sticker that runs along underside, and then this squishes on top. The front piece is also the same, ball joint style, but because he's so planky and his leg doesn't want to move out of the way, this is kind of limiting your motion some. I guess you still get a front kick in there. The side skirts will plug into the side just like before. And there is a bend at the knee. Not that you'll ever really see it. I wouldn't be surprised much if that was off screen. And there goes the side skirt, of course. At the arms, these big giant claw bits are plugged into the bicep. So we're going to pull both of those off. He's got less encumbersome shoulder pieces, so once again, full rotation here. Ball joint fist. Bicep rotation, but no elbow bend. The elbow is fixed. At the waist, you get the same body rock, but because of the size of the front and back skirt, you kind of miss out on some rotation there. The head, his head is less encumbered, so he at least makes up for body movement with more or less a full exorcist rotation. At the back, you'll recognize this piece as the tail that comes from the Lupus Rex. This is the same attachment as usual, same backpack attachment. Now let's pick the side skirt back up, wherever it went. Oh dear. There you go. It just fell under my binders. My binders that keep all my names. Plug that back in. Over here on the pauldrons, you do get, or I thought, you get this little bit of bend, but there's no like real function to it. You do have these extra clear spikes on here, which you can attach at each side, like so. And we're going to go ahead and reach over, steal one of your spears, because the manual said we could. And that should just plug right into the top. Look at that beast. Very nice. It's over here. So, the instructions for Chao on the bike do not include these pieces. Rather, it suggests that you plug each claw right into the pegs that are on the side of the bike, like so. And the instructions that came from him, you see in this little picture here, the back skirt actually attaches. Right there, here's your peg. Squish that right up front. And of course, do your little bit of struggle to get him on there because his feet are large. Come on, feet. There we go. Let's see if you want to try to get him all the way down on there or not. Maybe if I pull that out. There we go. They squish down. See, this is the battle. It's one or the other. It's never going to be both. Because trying to do both means that one of them is very viable to pop out. I managed. There we go. And of course, he popped out almost immediately. There we go. He actually looks kind of funky on here, like he's too big. I wish he could sit a bit lower on that, but it'd be what it be. Does the manual say where we can put the spear on the bike? As we fumble with the manual again. Ooh. But I did discover, foolishly, this last page here suggests that on a regular foot, or perhaps just Lube, you can slightly disassemble the claws and put them on his feet. I don't have a Lube, so perhaps we will see with just one foot if we can. Okay, I really did that off camera. I thought I was on. So you've got this piece, you're going to fold that under, bring this down, I guess, and squish a foot into that, and then let's look at that again, because that's certainly interesting. That is worth investigating. Pardon me. I am struggling here. Okay. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for... No, maybe. Maybe I can try a little harder. No. I think Guan Yu's feet are a different shape because they're not going all the way through like they do in this picture. Yeah, I think the plug in the bottom of the foot is slightly more forward than on the back here because they're not built in like they're supposed to. His feet have got to be a different shape. Okay, but we tried. That was certainly a thing to explore. Freaking Lube being the main character all over the place. We're going to get this cleaned up and we'll get on with the review. And lastly, we have Zhou Dola. He's already mounted on his bike with this top piece being the only significant difference between this and on the wire, because as you can see, the front of the bike sticks out much further, but that is also specifically designed for this bigger piece up front. So look at you being a special boy. Just like before, he is plugged in and mounted onto the back, but this time we have a case where we're going to pop this back off. The backpack, the GN drives are attached to this back plating on the bike as one whole piece. We have a ball hinge here, we have one joint up here. Why are you out of focus? We have another small rotation here with flappy blue pieces. We're gonna leave that off for now, because otherwise he's very, very simple. He's got small shoulders, which allow the exorcist rotation, full shoulder, full bicep, typical hand, at the waist. Once again, full exorcist. The back skirt is out of the way, so perhaps we need to reattach and go again. Full rotation. Small simple side skirts here with 3mm pegs. Front skirts on the same ball joint as always. So you do get a little bit of front kick, and then the knee. Not much knee going on there, but it's there. And then, as with the manual, you can plug your spears into the side, or any 3mm peg that you have on the bike that you prefer. Now, briefly, let's attach the GM drives and see in its full majesty. Of course, now with the GM drives blocking the back, you don't get that full rotation anymore. You only get it up about so high, thanks to them shoulders. Bam! Excellent. Very simple, very clean. So, bringing everyone back on screen here. I will say, okay, I did skip. I am a fool. There are stickers here, the usual. Come on. Front camera with the eyes, back camera, and then here on the sides of the face you have the GN condensers, but nowhere else. Most stickers on these kits are all regulated to the face area. He's Barbatos has a couple on the feet, but everywhere else is regulated to the head. Even the Tekadon crest is not a sticker. Okay, it's a sticker that goes on under a layer. There's a big red sticker, and then the silver piece plops right on top of that. Goodness. Like so. Of course, you've got the eye stickers. No back camera because they didn't have those. Literally all of like 2, 3, 4, okay, 6 stickers because you've got the feet. Bam. So, we have for you 3 Shu faction SD Gundam Sangoku Soketsuden kits. I will give all of them a thumbs up. However, I understand that SDs are not for everyone, but when it comes to the modern SDs, these are literally top of the line SD kits. The older SDs do not add up. The AX standard line is even like not good. I will at least admit that these are probably these are definitely less articulated than the what are they? The cross silhouette line, but I don't want to compare them. There's a different aesthetic and a different concept going on. This is its own series, so it adheres to its own thing. Unfortunately, these kits are not compatible with the cross silhouette frame unless someone has rigged a concept wherein that's allowed, because the arms here are all one piece. They're not segmented, they're not sectioned off. The knees, I'm surprised there's even knee articulation in there, which is good, but I don't see it. And then you've got all these clear parts for everyone. Just glorious. ZEON says, fund them. Find your favorite mobile suit, find your favorite character. If you're a fan of Dynasty Warriors or Romance of the Three Kingdoms, perhaps pick you up 1 or 2. I will say that the regular Trinity bike is a very, very hard to come by item. Of course, 2 characters were packaged with bikes. You have Zhou And Lubu come packaged with bikes, a blue and a red one. Nobody else comes with their own bike. You'll just have to deal with getting a black one and putting the correct faction stickers on there. Much rambling aside, I appreciate your patience through this long SD review. It's certainly interesting, but I want to do one group video as opposed to 3 separate videos and waste everyone's time with what's going to be essentially 90% the same across everyone outside of aesthetic and bike attachment. I thank y'all for watching. And as always, SIEG ZEON.